On Saturday, November 18th, we're going to see more boxing. Yeah! When we get the chance to see from Manchester, a card that is being billed as the Magnificent Seven, featuring in the main event the return to the ring of Nick Ball as he takes on Isaac Dogboe. Yeah, another classic UK versus US matchup, and this time it's going to be between featherweights. That's something that we can sink our teeth into because we've been getting great fights all year long in 2023. And this Saturday will be no different. This card is promising to deliver some action from various weight classes, along with some quality women's boxing. And again, two featherweights that are going to go at it in an action-packed fight. Let's talk a little bit more about this promotion. Boxing, boxing, boxing. Soon to be delivered again, fresh off the press. But another quality matchup as far as when you want to see the pounding of flesh in the sport of boxing. These two featherweights are going to get it on. Nick Ball and Isaac Dogboe. They are going to compete until one of them either gives in or the final bell rings. Now, why do I state it like that? Well, first and foremost, these two men are kind of similar in what they bring to the ring. In the case of Isaac Dogboe, we have seen this man fight, and he has been in some classics. And this one may be right up there. The fights and battles that Dogboe has been into have always put forth action-packed adventure. And he's even made a couple of adjustments to his boxing ability since he has suffered his most recent loss, which was an April loss, unanimous decision to Robeisy Ramirez earlier this year. And that brought Dogboe's record to 24-3 with 15 KOs. Now, the other fights that he has dropped, he lost twice to Emmanuel Navarrete. And in the interim, he has fought the likes of Yoet Gonzalez as recent as July of 2022. Now, Nick Ball hasn't faced anyone on that level that Dogboe has faced. And it raises the eyebrow because the fight against Dogboe is going to be one of his toughest challenges to date. His current record is 18-0 with 11 KOs. Both of these men are miniature, mighty warriors. Ball comes in at the age of 26. He's 5'2" and is an orthodox fighter who is pretty much a banger and bruiser out there. Isaac Dogboe had been the same. He's the guy that's 5'4", and now at the age of 29 is a more grizzled veteran. But this fight, I liken it to two moose in the forest going at each other, clashing with their antlers and just banging one another around. I expect that to be the consensus for this fight. And at some point, someone is going to have to rise above that and use a little more skill and try to win with smarts. In the case of Dogboe, I do see he trying to do that. I see him trying to come out, maybe physically test Ball early on, who is very easy to hit, may I say. He carries his hands very low. He punches wide. He wings his shots. So there are openings that will be available if you look right up the middle. There's going to be chances for Dogboe. But he is strong, Nick Ball is. He's a powerhouse at this weight. But Dogboe, who's been in with tougher opposition, will have an opportunity to use the experience against him. And I do believe that's what's going to pull it out for him. But it's still going to be very good while it lasts. And it still is a toss-up if both men elect to go out and just try to bang one another out of there. It's a crowd-pleasing fight. Action-packed mayhem on the table. And I see it being something that by the time it's over, people will be satisfied. Now, what would be disappointing would be for both men to come out and not give that type of effort when we know that they both are capable. And that's the main event. But let's talk about what's happening on the undercard. This undercard is going to be interesting when you'll see the return of Hannah Rankin, and she's going to be taking on Emma Kozin in a super welterweight fight where these two are going to really challenge one another. It'll be for the WBC super welterweight vacant title. That's going to be interesting because I expect both women to bring the best. Rankin is coming in, and her record of 13-6 with 3 KOs is going to be pitted against Kozin, who's coming in 23-1-1 with 12 KOs. This could be a battle where Kozin upsets Rankin. She's a southpaw from Slovenia, and she's a fighter that likes to mix it up. When she fought Clarissa Shields, she took a pummeling from Shields, and that was in February of 2022. Shields had marveled after the fight that she didn't know why Kozin's corner hadn't stopped that fight. Being such a strong fighter, she expected the corner to step in, but they never did. Now Rankin, when she comes in there, though she doesn't have the power of Shields, she's known as the classical warrior. So she's going to give as good as she could. And she's a orthodox fighter who's 5'8", but she's 33 years of age. And we just don't know with the women about that age factor, because some of the women have been lasting better with their age because they don't have the same wear and tear like some of the men do. But the princess may have something to say about that because she's 27 years of age, and that's Kozin. So I look forward to this being an exciting affair between the two of them. Now, also on that undercard, Denzel Bentley returns, and he'll be taking on Nathan Haney, who is now 17-0. Haney is a fighter in the middleweight division that they have been having decent hopes of moving him along, but we'll see. His nickname, the Hitman, he's 34 years old, but he only has 6 KOs in his 17 wins. He's an orthodox fighter, and it remains to be seen how he's going to handle Bentley, who can box. I've watched Bentley. He survived very well when he fought Zanabek in November of last year, and that was for the WBO middleweight title that Zanabek currently holds. But this is going to be an interesting fight between these two men. Overall, like I said, an evening of good boxing. You're going to also have a youthful super bantamweight and Liam Davies taking on Vincenzo La Femina, and that's going to be an interesting bout. Nathan Collins will take on Zach Miller, and you just don't know when you're going to see one of those upsets. But this is a promotion that many people are not aware of, but it's BT Sport, and the promoter is Queensberry Promotions under Frank Warren. Every once in a while, they will deliver good fights, and I might be there to tune in. Maybe you should too, if only to see Ball and Dogboe. That's going to be a heck of a matchup. Those two men going at each other like bulls, like I said, ramming into each other. But what do you think? This is Stormy B, man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know what your thoughts are about this card, and if you might be interested in tuning in. It's a nice warm-up until we get to the 25th, where we see the big fight between Benavidez and the surprise fighter of the year, Demetrius Andre, who may be coming. Peace to everyone out there, and everyone please remain safe.